So it's Porzingis to Boston. In case you went to bed last night and the deal went south because of Malcolm Brogdon's health or health concerns, and then the Clippers backed out of that. But Porzingis is going to Boston. There's a fascination I have with Porzingis because I think he can always be better. For somebody that height and that skill level, he should be like a Victor Wembanyama. He should be able to be a really good rim, defender, pick and pop, and all of those different things. And then I started to look at his numbers. He's a really good post scorer, and the numbers bear out that he's only second to the Joker, and he's really good at defending on pick and rolls. He just hasn't taken that next step yet. Now you go, oh, he's averaging 23 and 7 and 6. Everybody averages 20 now. I mean, they do. If you're any kind of scorer, you're going to average at least 20. But I just want to know, what is he going to do when he needs to do it? Because Boston's going to be in big games. There are guys who are really good on bad teams, but then they get into big moments and they're not as good. I don't know if Porzingis is big in a moment because he's going to have to be for the Celtics. But I like what they did because they got very little contributions out of Al Horford, future Hall of Famer, and their other big man, Robert Williams. And I think they're probably looking at, down the road here, we got a guy who can play defense and pretty good offensive player, and maybe we can count on him more than we did Al Horford, future Hall of Famer. Yes, Paulie.
Speaking of prayers, Dan, there's a lot of sad Celtics fans today in the Northeast. Their guy, Marcus Smart.
He's the heart and soul of that team.
Marcus Smart. Oh, they love him.
He's their Draymond Green.
Just hard-working, lunch pail guy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Heart and soul, like you said. Not just the heart and soul.
Yeah.
They're bummed today that you woke up.
They should be.
You thought you were losing Malcolm Brogdon. They have no connection to Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah. Malcolm Brogdon had been there for a year.
Now they got to find some other dude to keep jacking up uncontested threes and missing them. Now who are they going to find to do that?
That was my problem with Marcus Smart.
He wasn't afraid to shoot.
Dude, you're not Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You're a defensive player. Stop shooting.
He is very hard to quantify as a player because he seems to try at all times, goes to the floor.
The immeasurables, Paul.
Yeah. Team first. But, he's better than he was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he'd throw one out of bounds in a tight situation.
Marcus Smart.
Oh, sad.
Good interview, by the way. The Celtics are now tied with the Nuggets for the best odds to win the NBA championship. Starting the week, Boston plus 550, now plus 475. They're tied with the Nuggets for the best odds. I don't have where everybody else is, this according to DraftKings. I'd like to know where the Wizards are. Is there a worse team than the Wizards this year? On paper. Trying to think who else is going to be really, really bad. Could they threaten the 72 76ers, who won 9 games? Marvin?
No, I think they win 24 games.
24?
24.
Okay. Maybe Picture Day Ray can reach out to DraftKings and ask him what the over-under is for the Wizards. Well, as of today, because they had Bradley Beal and Porzingis, up until yesterday. Yes, Paul.
Your Wizards the past 2 years, 35 and 47, 35 and 47. They're the most consistent team in basketball. You got to sell it.
You know exactly what you're getting with the Wizards. Mediocrity. God, that's tough. Yeah, that's where you trust the process. But you trust the process if you have somebody like Joel Embiid where you go, okay, we're losing, but we're going to start winning. If you're a Wizards fan, you're probably going, what is is there a process? Tell us if there's a game plan here. Because this feels like Washington is the East Coast version of Oklahoma City. But Oklahoma City, I have complete trust in. They do have some talent, and they have a lot of draft picks there. But as far as the Wizards go, man, that is rough. Yeah, Paul.
Is there a worse job in sports right now than season ticket sales manager for the Washington Wizards? What's the strategy there? Let's wrap up the fan base.
Well, because I can convince you to come out and see the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? Come on out. Kyler Murray will be back soon. And, we have nice facility here, and you get to see a good opposition. Come on out and see the 49ers play the Cardinals. The Wizards are going to be like, what are we selling here? Yes, Marv.
And now with load management, the Lakers come and tell, LeBron and AD are both out.
Yeah, they didn't think like they needed to play here. So that's why they're taking the night out. Hey, come on out and see LeBron in street clothes. Yes, Marv.
Did Tyus Jones act up with Ja Morant? Because he's in Washington now. Like, what did I do?
I know. But he's the starting point guard.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
You know
upgrade.
what?
Yeah.
It's time to shine.
Yeah. I think he might feel pretty good, where he's like, all right, I'm in Washington, and I'm the starting point guard for a team that's going to be terrible this year. What's the poll question? I don't even know if we settled on one in the first hour, Steve.
You know what? We didn't, but we're going to throw two up there.
Okay.
Well, we kind of have to do, I feel like, who won the trade, Celtics, Wizards, or Grizzlies, right? You got to get that on the record.
Okay. The Celtics get 2 first-round picks and Kristaps Porzingis. Washington gets a bunch of nothing, and Memphis gets Marcus Smart. I would say Boston did quite well. I don't know if that's even a question. I got Marcus Smart, who's going to be there while Ja is out for 25 games. And maybe he's there to help some leadership role, maybe. But I would say Boston getting Porzingis. Now, Washington doesn't have to pay Bradley Beal. They don't have to pay Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know if they're going to bring Kyle Kuzma back. He wants $30 million a year.
Seems odd that a trade would be so one-sided then.
Yeah.
If it's a no-brainer that the Celtics won, who got fleeced here?
I'm just surprised what Boston got out of this. Now, they're going to have to pay Porzingis. You got to pay Jaylen Brown. You're already paying Tatum. You almost were able to get rid of Malcolm Brogdon, but then the Clippers were like, we don't know about his health. We're not going to follow through on this deal. Because if they had if they were able to trade away Brogdon and still get Kristaps Porzingis, that would have been, and keep Marcus Smart, that would have been a great move. And it feels like Brad Stevens is picking up where Danny Ainge left off by pulling off a pretty good deal. At least it certainly feels that way.